Without it, life would not exist. Every living cell has relied on the energy it has provided for billions of years. Since the dawn of humanity, we've been learning about it, using it, enjoying it, protecting ourselves from it, and taking its mind-boggling power for granted. Yet, millions of years into our existence as a species, our brightest minds are just now discovering the miraculous metabolic power of this magnificent fire-burning star, and how to harness it in a way no one imagined possible. That's right. Evolutionary scientists from the University of Cambridge and Harvard have uncovered an astonishing sunlight loophole that naturally shrinks fat cells, ignites fat burning and metabolism within seconds, and immediately targets and works to dissolve our deepest and most stubborn fat stores that are most resistant to diet and exercise. And here's the craziest part. Studies show the more you use it, the more energy you have, the better you feel, the healthier you get, the more the fat melts off, and the faster your metabolism becomes. So much faster that all of your favorite foods just get burned up like jet fuel. Everything from pizza, pasta, and bread to sweet treats and ice cream. Yes, you may be feeling skeptical, and you should be. Yet, as unbelievable as this may sound, this is all possible with the completely safe, remarkably powerful sunlight loophole you can do from anywhere as early as today. A 100% natural sunlight loophole that works instantly, regardless of whether it's cloudy out, rainy, foggy, snowy, or perfectly blue skies. That has absolutely nothing to do with diet, workouts, drugs, detoxes, or anything else you've seen or even heard of before, and goes against anything you've been told about healthy weight loss. You see, in the next 3 minutes, 14 seconds, you'll be shocked to discover what doctors and scientists from Harvard, Stanford, and Johns Hopkins University have discovered to be the true root cause of your slow metabolism and excess belly fat, which has nothing to do with your gut, toxins, calories, or anything else they've made you believe. Fact is, it's all down to this. A primitive metabolic switch that breakthrough studies from these top institutions show is totally turned off in you and every single overweight person on Earth. This not only makes it impossible to keep fat off your body with any kind of diet or exercise, but it causes unwanted weight gain, fatigue, and poor health that just gets worse year after year. But fear not. The solution is so simple and easy, it may anger you. An extraordinary sunlight loophole that automatically flips on this primitive metabolic switch, renewing your energy, health, and youthful appearance, and dissolving inches of your body's deepest, most stubborn fat stores that always felt immune to dieting and exercise. And not just from one place like your thighs, but every corner of your entire body as it gets slimmer, firmer, and smoother at the same time, supporting a new, healthier heart, brain, blood sugar, and blood pressure, and saving the health and lives of my sister, myself, and over 114,000 mothers, fathers, and grandparents from 10 to 100 pounds overweight who've tried more diets and exercise than they can remember.
I'm already down 27 pounds in 4 dress sizes, and I feel incredible.
I went down so many notches, I had to buy a new belt.
I've lost over 50 pounds.
I can actually see my abs for the first time in my life.
I lost 6 inches on my waistline, and I feel fantastic.
These are my favorite pair of jeans from high school, and I never dreamt I'd fit into them again.
I've lost 37 pounds and everything I'm eating is just melting right off. Seriously, this is amazing.
I've lost 6 inches off my waist. Everything about me just looks and feels so much healthier.
Hi, I'm John Barbin, and messages like these have been pouring in every day from folks that are in pure joy. After just days of putting this bizarre sunlight loophole to test for themselves, and just as it's worked for them, how will you feel when it works for you? Imagine no more having to worry about the constant strain your weight is putting on your health, or how you look in a tight pair of jeans, a clingy dress, or a swimsuit, or even naked, or the silent judgment you feel when you order what you actually want at a restaurant. Instead, you'll enjoy all of your favorite foods whenever you want, totally guilt-free. You'll be at your perfect weight, and you'll look and feel amazing in whatever clothes you're wearing, including those sexy outfits you never dreamed of slipping into before. And here's the best part of all. Because this incredibly powerful sunlight loophole targets the biological root cause of your belly fat, once the fat's gone, it's gone forever. So no more worry about jumping between skinny and baggy pants, losing and gaining the same 10 pounds over and over, or how slim you'll be in 1 month or 1 year from now. And by the way, this isn't all you can expect to experience, not by a long shot. This sunlight loophole positively impacts every cell, every system, and every rhythm in your entire body, flooding you with youthful all-day energy, strengthening your immune system, lifting brain fog, improving sleep, memory, and overall cognitive function. What's more, it has a tremendous impact on your mood, libido, and zest for life. And it supports a much healthier heart, arteries, hormones, and blood sugar, completely renewing your health, metabolism, and youthful appearance. Now, I know how unbelievable all of this may sound to you right now, but just keep watching, because it doesn't matter if you're 25 or 75, if you have 10 pounds or 100 pounds to lose, if you've suffered from excess weight or a slow metabolism your whole life, or if your body has just gradually betrayed you as the years have passed by. This is the real deal, and this will work for you. I can absolutely guarantee you that. And I can absolutely guarantee this bizarre sunlight loophole is so much healthier, so much simpler, so much easier, and so much more effective than anything you've ever seen or heard of before, that it may utterly turn everything you thought possible about fat loss, metabolism, and the human body upside down. All that I ask is that you give me a few moments to prove it to you. I'll be sharing all of the peer-reviewed studies from the top universities along with the breathtaking real-world results that back up everything I'm saying about how and why this works so well. Hey, as mentioned earlier, I'm John Barbin. I've dedicated the last 25 years of my life to the evolutionary science of rapid, healthy, and sustainable weight loss. And over the last few decades, I've been humbly honored to be considered one of the world's leading experts in fat burning and metabolism by top doctors and scientists. And that's not because of the embarrassingly long list of degrees I hold in the fields of metabolic nutrition, physiology, and evolutionary biology, or the groundbreaking scientific papers I've published, the international best-selling books I've authored, or my decorated teaching tenure at the University of Florida. And it has nothing to do with the media appearances or the high-level celebrities, many of whom you'd know by name, who have relied on me to get them Hollywood lean and ready for the big screen in record time. But it is largely because of the millions of everyday women and men that have totally transformed their bodies and lives with the help of my simple, easy, yet remarkably unique science-based protocols. Now, enough about me. Fact is, much of my track record is easily verifiable with tens of thousands of search results on any internet search engine. And listen, I'm not telling you any of this to impress you, but rather to impress upon you that if you've been trying to take care of yourself, eat right and exercise, yet you're still not seeing the fat loss results you desire, or worse, if the scale keeps going up despite your efforts, there's just no one more qualified for you to hear this from. You're not alone, and it's definitely not your fault. You see, the truth is that almost everything to do with your weight, your ability to burn fat, and the speed of your metabolism circles back to one factor. And somewhere deep down inside, you probably already know what it is. The one factor is, of course, genetics. Now, the science on this is clear. However, for me, this is about more than just what countless studies prove. This is also about my own real-world, personal experience. You see, I come from a long line of horrible genetics, which includes obesity, heart disease, diabetes, and close family members that have sadly passed away way too soon. And none of my degrees, experience, or world-class certifications, or any of my cutting-edge nutrition and training protocols, or any amount of willpower and self-discipline was enough to overcome our lifelong battle with terrible metabolisms once we turned 40. Basically, right on cue, serious weight gain had set in for myself and my siblings, just like what we remember happening to our parents and their parents before them. I had become more than 30 pounds overweight, and my sister Lisa, who I was most worried about, was tipping the scales at 210 pounds, which at 5'1" was dangerously unhealthy. Her doctor warned her that high blood sugar and fat around her belly and organs was suffocating her heart. She had to lose over 40 pounds or risk a heart attack or stroke. Did you know being overweight, you're 60% more likely to have a heart attack or stroke, 80% more likely to have coronary artery disease, and 22% more likely to get Alzheimer's or memory loss. Scary, isn't it? Yet, none of the most popular or doctor-recommended diets worked for us. Not keto, Atkins, paleo, Weight Watchers, or anything else. And no amount of cardio or strenuous exercise moved the needle. Heck, we even tried putting ourselves through long, painful fasts of 48 to 76 hours at a time. That's right, we'd literally starve ourselves for days. Yet, none of it reversed the weight gain. So I know how angry, frustrating, and deflating it feels to have tried everything and still not be able to lose the weight, to be haunted by your genetics, to feel like a prisoner trapped in a body that has betrayed you, to feel unwanted by your partner, to have your youth, energy, and self-esteem slip away, to almost feel hopeless, to the point where you just want to give up. That was our life. So I can relate to what you may have been through up to this point, because as educated and as experienced as I was, until I figured out how to put what you're about to learn to good use, losing any amount of meaningful weight and keeping it off was impossible. So pay very close attention to what we're about to cover, because it means everything when it comes to fat burning, metabolism, and your weight loss success. You see, scientific research teams from Harvard, Stanford, and Johns Hopkins University have discovered there are exactly 7 genes that naturally control the speed and efficiency of your metabolism. These 7 genes determine how much of the food you eat will be burned as energy and how much will be stored as unsightly body fat. And they are directly responsible for how easy it is, or how hard it is, for you to lose weight. Scientists refer to these 7 genes as clock genes. And clock genes are the fat-burning control center of your entire body. Now, get this. Every single person on Earth has these 7 clock genes. They are present in every cell throughout your body. Now, when it comes to your metabolism, think of your clock genes like fat-burning dials. They can be turned all the way up, they can be turned all the way down, or they can be anywhere in between. Keeping that in mind, it may be a little surprise to learn that recent large-scale studies from Harvard and the University of Cambridge found that 100% of overweight women and men have their 7 fat-burning clock genes turned all the way down, often to the point where they're barely on at all. This automatically causes painfully slow metabolism, unexplained weight gain, and belly fat that seems totally resistant to diet and exercise. So, why are your fat-burning clock genes set so low? Well, interestingly enough, scientists have recently discovered the answer has everything to do with evolution and sunlight. You see, since human beings first started walking planet Earth, we have naturally evolved around the singular source of all energy, the sun. We've naturally known when it's time to wake up and when it's time to rest based on the sun. And not only that, the sun, and morning sunlight specifically, has always been the single most powerful stimulus for many systems throughout the human body, including our circadian rhythm, our hormones, our mind, and yep, you guessed it, metabolism. Morning sunlight, which is referred to as living light by scientists, consists of a very unique, ever-changing blend of colors and frequencies that special photoreceptors in our eyes and on our skin have evolved to be able to capture and identify regardless of the weather outside. Now, this is where things get very interesting. You see, for hundreds of thousands of years, when the morning sun would reach 10 degrees above the horizon, it would instantly activate these special photoreceptors, and it would trigger neurotransmitter magic inside of us. The minds and bodies of our ancestors would quickly become fully awake, fully energized, and working perfectly in sync. All 7 clock genes would naturally turn on full blast, instantly turbocharging metabolism for the day ahead, and for good reason. Fact is, surviving any given day was far from guaranteed. Our ancestors needed to be able to tap into energy stores and use food for energy immediately. After all, the physical demands were so high. They had daily hardships, struggles, and fights for survival. They had to catch animals that were much bigger, stronger, and faster than them. And they had to be able to run from and evade large, scary predators that were constantly trying to turn them into a meal. Fact is, our ancestors needed to have a blazing, fast and efficient metabolism from sunup to sundown, or they wouldn't have been able to survive. And thankfully, they did, or you and I wouldn't even be here today. That's the brilliance and beauty of how our metabolism naturally evolved, and how it's meant to be working from first light and throughout the day. So, where did it all go wrong? Well, An esteemed team of evolutionary biologists from Harvard point to the Industrial Revolution as our first step onto the path that led to the metabolic issues we are faced with today. The rise of the Industrial Revolution in the mid-late 1700s is when we first started falling out of sync with nature. And over the course of many centuries since then, we gradually moved away from getting the precious, metabolism-activating sunlight in the morning, followed by natural darkness at night. And fast-forwarding all the way to today, daily life looks nothing like it did throughout the vast majority of human history. Technology has advanced so quickly, and we've continued to move further and further away from the natural cycle of sunlight in the morning to darkness at night, which is what our body, mind, and metabolism have evolved around. This drastic shift away from what nature intended has led to significant health, sleep, and circadian rhythm issues that we face today, along with the biggest metabolic problem in human history: metabolic desynchronization, the failure of your metabolism to properly activate in sync with morning sunlight as nature intended. And we know exactly what got us here. We know what the metabolic killers are of our modern society. First is the incredible amount of time we spend indoors, which robs us of the single most natural and important stimulus for our metabolism. And unfortunately, windows don't help. A recent study from Johns Hopkins proves windows block the most crucial parts of living light needed to activate metabolism. And the same goes for all the man-made barriers to sunlight, including sunglasses, prescription glasses, contact lenses, sunscreens, along with a slew of various cosmetics. Then, there's the atmospheric pollution problem that's worsening by the year. Numerous studies, including a recent gold standard study from the National Institutes of Health, have found that particle pollutants in our air are blocking, absorbing, and reflecting crucial parts of morning sunlight, which is killing the quality and amount of living light that the photoreceptors in our eyes and our skin even have a chance at responding to. Yet, the worst metabolic killer of all is our regular exposure to artificial light. Artificial light has been labeled as dead light by the scientific community, and fittingly so. This is because studies show its artificial blend of static, never-changing colors not only completely fails to activate any of the natural sunlight-dependent systems throughout the human body, especially metabolism, but dead light is actually much worse for us than that. A recent study from the University of Cambridge found regular exposure to artificial light can cause cell death and irreversible damage to the natural light receptors in our eyes, resulting in chronic inflammation and extreme desensitization of these photoreceptors, severely impairing your body's natural internal signal to turn on clock genes, and in turn, metabolism. So much so that a recent study from the National Institutes of Health found regular exposure to dead light to be directly associated with weight gain and obesity. Now, although all artificial light is damaging to the photoreceptors in your eyes, a recent gold standard study from Cal Berkeley found blue light to be the most damaging of all, which is the light your eyes are constantly being bombarded with from any and all electronic screens, including your smartphone, TV, laptop, tablet, and computer. At the end of the day, the incredible amount of time we spend indoors, the man-made barriers blocking us from living light, the inescapable atmospheric pollution, and the constant exposure to dead light are all aspects of the modern world that have slowly destroyed nature's mechanism for metabolic activation that we've relied on for thousands of years. And here's the most unfortunate part. Even if you were born outside, you lived your entire life outside, you somehow had no exposure to any artificial light or atmospheric pollution, it would still not solve the metabolic desynchronization problem that has steadily developed over the last few hundred years. Why? Because each generation is inheriting the clock gene dysfunction of their parents. This is resulting in poor metabolic activation with each generation, and it puts each generation at a greater metabolic disadvantage than the last. We can see this playing out today. The obesity rate is at a record high, and it continues to rise. Almost half of all Americans are obese. And this is despite gyms and weight loss clinics being everywhere nowadays, with way more folks working out and going on special diets than ever before. Heck, the average American today is spending over $125,000 in their lifetime trying to lose weight. Yet, it is clearly not working. The truth is, no amount of dieting or exercise can ever work long term because they do not solve the real root cause of your slow metabolism and excess belly fat: metabolic desynchronization. And although our modern world will never go back to what it was before metabolic desynchronization existed, and although you can't change your genetics, you can do the next best thing. You can instantly override them for the day. And you can do so every single day that you follow the completely natural, metabolism electrifying sunlight loophole that I'm about to show you. You see, over the last decade, myself and my team of evolutionary biologists, metabolic specialists, and world-class nutritional scientists have been focused on one goal: to find a way to bypass the broken photoreceptor pathways, to find a loophole, if you will, so that we can turn on the fat-burning clock genes and metabolism directly. Nothing like this has ever been attempted before. And despite all of our experience, contacts, funding, and resources, for years it felt like we were searching for water in a never-ending desert. We hadn't really come across anything exciting enough to justify the many millions of dollars already spent in record-breaking research costs. However, things suddenly took a turn for the better, and in a big way. It all started after we finished examining thousands of peer-reviewed scientific studies. And interestingly enough, we were able to identify an exclusive list of the only 100% safe and natural nutrients research indicated could potentially influence the clock genes that control metabolism if they were taken first thing in the morning. Then, myself and my team of world-class nutritional scientists put all of our focus towards maximizing the incredible power of nutritional synergy, which is what our true expertise is. Simply put, nutritional synergy is when individual nutrients are perfectly dosed and work perfectly together to not only enhance each other's effectiveness, but to ultimately deliver results that are far greater and far better than what could have ever been possible if the nutrients were taken by themselves. A few of the most notable nutrients we worked with included Camellia sinensis, a powerful phytonutrient that has been trusted and used by ancient Asian cultures for centuries to fight disease, curb hunger, and improve energy. Recent studies show it can increase clock gene function up to 300%. What's more, in a large groundbreaking study conducted at Northwestern University, a Camellia sinensis test group had an average weight loss of 30.1 pounds in 90 days, with women reducing their body fat by 12% while dropping 3 dress sizes, and men reducing their waistlines by 14%. This ancient Asian wonder plant has also been shown to lower blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol while supporting a healthy heart. Next was a tremendously rare tropical plant called Ocimum sanctum, which naturally grows deep inside the Amazon rainforest, home to some of the last untouched plant and animal species on the planet. Ocimum sanctum contains a unique polyphenol called phelendrine. Phelendrine supports a healthy inflammatory response, healthy blood glucose levels up to 20%, and healthy liver, brain, memory, bones, and skin. But more importantly, a study by the University of Cambridge found clinical doses of Ocimum sanctum can increase clock gene function up to 97%. Then we have chlorogenic acid, an incredibly powerful seed extract that has been shown to act as the most natural and effective carb blocker discovered to date. What's more, it's proven to improve blood sugar and insulin and reduce free radical damage and inflammation. And finally, a recent study from UC Davis shows chlorogenic acid improves clock gene function and can produce 3 times more weight loss and 347% more calories burned compared to placebo. Up next was L-carnitine, a naturally occurring amino acid found in a rare tropical fish species native to the Pacific Ocean off of the coast of East Asia. Studies show L-carnitine supports increased clock gene function and sensitivity. What's more, studies have shown it can naturally trigger up to 414% more stored fat to be released and transported into muscle cells to be burned as pure energy. Next was chromium, an essential mineral shown to directly support clock gene function. It's also wonderful for curbing hunger and naturally balancing blood sugar and insulin levels. This little miracle mineral was also recently shown to cause 77% more carbohydrates to be burned as energy instead of being stored as fat. And then we have resveratrol. Clinical doses of this naturally powerful phenol have been shown to reduce internal inflammation and support overall heart and brain health. Furthermore, it's been shown to significantly enhance clock gene function and to even mimic the fat-burning effect of exercise. In other words, picture your metabolism performing like you've been on a treadmill for hours, burning off stored fat, even though you may just be sitting around at home watching Netflix. Amazing. Now, although all of this was obviously extremely impressive, our experience and expertise in nutritional synergy was really about to pay off. because for 6 months, we tirelessly tested over 250 ratios and weights of these 6 super nutrients to discover a single potent combination that was over 3.5 times more powerful than our original formula, which, when taken first thing in the morning, would create the most ideal fat-burning environment imaginable, naturally increasing clock gene function and metabolism by an unheard of 514%, all while supporting all aspects of health, energy, and cognitive function. As you can imagine, we were through the roof excited by these incredible findings, because in the end, we knew we ultimately had a 100% safe and natural proprietary fat-burning formula unlike anything the world has ever seen before. And it was time to start getting large-scale, real-world results. So, while my team was working on sourcing all of the rare super nutrients in bulk from the most trusted suppliers around the world so that we could begin large-scale testing, I took some initial samples home to try out for myself. I remember it was a Monday morning that I first tried the formula upon waking, and I'll never forget that day because I enjoyed a steady stream of calm energy and focus that lasted. I just felt sharper and in the zone the whole day. I wasn't nearly as hungry as normal, and it was the first time in a very long time that I didn't hit an afternoon slump. By Wednesday, I knew the way I was feeling and powering through my days was no fluke. And on Friday morning, I woke up to a very pleasant surprise. My pants were fitting looser, my stomach looked leaner, my face seemed more defined, and the number on the scale proved I wasn't just imagining things, because I was down 7 pounds. And it wasn't like I was doing anything else differently. I wasn't restricting calories, and I haven't even made it to the gym that week. I was so excited that I gave my team members the green light to take samples home to try out for themselves. And I immediately overnighted samples to my sister Lisa, along with my whole family and my closest friends to try out. Within just a few days, the phone calls, texts, and video messages I was receiving were incredible. My sister, co-workers, friends, cousins, aunts, uncles, and in-laws, many of whom were in their mid-50s and beyond, were all experiencing the same thing. A steady flood of youthful, sustained energy, clearer thinking, and stunningly fast weight loss. That's when I really started to believe this could work for anyone. So we advertised a mass request for volunteers online who considered their excess weight to be resistant to diet and exercise. 1,760 women and men from ages 29 to 84, from 10 pounds to 118 pounds overweight, of all shapes and sizes signed up. Once we had enough samples, we shipped each of the volunteers a few months' worth of the capsules and waited. And the results that poured in just weeks later were more incredible than we ever imagined. Within just a few weeks, everyone reported dramatic fat loss without a single change to their diet, exercise, or lifestyle, with the fat loss balancing quite evenly between women and men. 96% of participants lost over 22 pounds. The average weight loss was 38 pounds. Some lost as much as 81 pounds. The other 4% lost over 12 pounds but were still ecstatic. And many months later, the weight had stayed off, just as the science said. They felt freedom for the first time in their lives to eat what they want, when they want, without any worries. Instead of soft, wobbly fat, they felt lean, toned muscle. Yet, nearly just as impressive were the other improvements universally reported, with steady, all-day energy being at the top of the list, followed by clearer thinking, better mood, reduced hunger, and overall feeling of well-being. And many others reported significant improvements in major health markers, including blood pressure and cholesterol levels. That was it. All of the feedback confirmed what my team and I had dreamed would be the case. This was the first and only science-proven solution to naturally bypass even the worst genetics, turn on clock genes directly, and turbocharge metabolism throughout the day, while significantly enhancing energy, health, and well-being at the same time.
I went from a size 16 to a size 10, pretty much overnight. Everything that used to be difficult is so easy now. Hobbies, vacations, it's completely changed my life. I'm so glad I did this for myself.
My doctor almost fell out of his chair when he saw me. Not by the 33 pounds I lost, but by how low my blood pressure and cholesterol are now. He said he's never seen such a healthy change like this so quickly before.
I'm already down 17 pounds and 3 dress sizes. It's amazing how life-changing this has been.
Now that you've seen the life-changing results for myself, my sister Lisa, and 114,098 others. I want you to experience the same yourself right now. I couldn't be more proud or excited to introduce you to Sync, the world's first and only patent-pending nutritional formula scientifically proven to naturally turn on clock genes and improve fat burning and metabolism up to 514%, while instantly boosting your health, energy, and well-being at the same time. There's never been anything even close to Sync ever attempted, as myself, my team, my entire family, and tens of thousands of everyday women and men can attest, electrifying your metabolism, torching off fat from your problem areas, enjoying incredible all-day energy, enhancing cognitive function, reducing hunger, and improving your health could not be any simpler, easier, or more automatic. Just take Sync once you get up in the morning, and let the revolutionary science of nutritional synergy do the rest. That's really all there is to it. There's just no diet or any amount of exercise that can do what Sync can. Only Sync allows you to know what it feels like to finally have your metabolism working in overdrive for you instead of against you. To naturally ignite the true fat-burning potential that's lying dormant within you. An unbelievable position to be in. Just like the genetically luckiest among us, and like them, you'll be able to eat what you want, when you want, totally guilt-free, without ever having to worry about your weight again. Instead, you can look forward to waking up to a leaner, healthier, and much more energized version of yourself in the bathroom mirror each and every morning, without having to change a single thing to do with your diet, exercise, or lifestyle. Sync is 100% all-natural, vegetarian, non-GMO, gluten-free. It has no added fillers, preservatives, artificial colors, or stimulants of any kind. And it's proven to be 100% completely safe and has zero side effects. Sync is manufactured right here in the USA in our state-of-the-art FDA-approved and GMP, Good Manufacturing Practices, certified facility under the most sterile, strict, and precise standards. Plus, we also pay to have every single batch tested by third-party labs to ensure the formula in every bottle meets our industry-leading standards for the highest quality, purity, and potency available. Okay, it's time for you to finally get that lean, healthy body you've been dreaming of and you deserve. Imagine that for just a second. Imagine how amazing you'll look in your new clothes that fit so perfectly around your tight, toned body. The happiness and pride you'll see in your family's eyes at what you've accomplished for yourself and for them. The youthful energy surging through every cell in your body. Imagine hearing your friends gasping in awe of the incredible changes you've made to your body in such a short span of time. Or feeling your husband or wife looking at you with lust, complimenting you and wanting you and your body again. And doing all of this without dieting or cardio or skipping a meal. Really let yourself feel what that would be like. And then tell me, how much would that be worth? To be able to enjoy your favorite foods without any guilt or remorse. To never burden yourself or your family with worries about your health. To feel how much more fun life can be and what you've been missing out on for so long. What would you give for all of this right now? Well, you're going to experience all of this for nowhere near what you'd happily pay. For myself, my team, and all of the world-class nutritional scientists who have worked with us for years to make Sync possible, this isn't about money. We know it is once in a lifetime rare when something this revolutionary comes along, yet even rarer still when it works better than promised. And we genuinely believe we have an internal responsibility to share Sync with as many people that it can help as possible. So, we're not about to let price get in the way of that. Sync has already changed the lives of over 114,000 women and men around the world. Our target is to make that 1 million, and we want you to be our next success story. And the more affordable we make Sync, the more likely we'll reach that goal, which is why we flat out refuse to charge $700, $600, or even $500. You're here putting your trust in us, wanting the absolute best for yourself by saying yes.